Hello and welcome to today's training, The Next Success. So The Next Success is one of our programs that specifically helps retired athletes take a new step in their life, in their career, and jump into it and hopefully be massively successful. So as it says, this is the transition from pro athlete to your next career move within consulting. So first things first, I do want to dive right in to this training and get to the the meaty bits where we can go through the value. But first, I do want to give you a little backstory to the Professional Athlete Consultancy. Why are we on this training today? Where do we really want to help you? And really where the skills are that we offer. So back in 2015, I actually started helping businesses with a few things, mainly brand, mainly building a consulting arm to their businesses and their existing success. And then over time, I started to help with wealth creation strategies. At this point, I have a very good friend, James, who is also one of the co-founders of Professional Athlete Consultancy. And we joined forces and started to work on wealth creation strategies for existing clients, and then started to take on new clients through the business. Now, how the Professional Athlete Consultancy then came about was mainly through referrals. We started getting referrals through existing clients, and specifically high net worth clients who were currently in their career as an athlete. And then over time, we started to get a couple of referrals from retired athletes who wanted to maybe preserve their wealth and look at opportunities to carry on and be in a position where they were taken care of. Okay, so one of the key parts of becoming successful as an athlete. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. Maybe this is the first time you're hearing it. I'm sure it's not. But one of the biggest fears for athletes as they retire from their career is actually, how do I create cash flow, and what do I do with my existing wealth? Many of our clients have got a significant net worth, but maybe not enough to live for the rest of their lives on, support their family, do some of the things that they want to do in the background. Okay, so what we started to do with these clients was, first of all, yes, start creating wealth creation strategies for them. But more than that, we started to look at different avenues where they could really start to take back some control of them by themselves. Okay, and that's really where this business stemmed from. And really why we're on this training today, because I want to help you. One of the most important things you can have as a person, I believe, is to be in full control of your future. And we we effectively never are, but the closer we can get to that, the better. So that's really how we came about. Naturally, we work with private clients, so I don't want to go into too much detail around that. But as we go through the training today, I'll be as specific as possible on where we can help you and how that looks. And I'm going to give you a run through of exactly what we're doing with clients and exactly how both James and myself have built a really successful, multiple seven figures within consulting ourselves. So where are the challenges? I think that's a really important place to look, first of all. So with retiring or retired athletes, the biggest challenges we see and the biggest fears we see is financial. I did just mention that it's kind of like, what happens once that last big contract comes in? What happens once that guaranteed cash revenue, cash flow comes in? It can be a fearful point, especially as I'm recording this right now. I've seen 5 multimillionaire athletes declare bankruptcy within the UK in the last probably 3.5 weeks. Okay, these are people that have been on big contracts, have good networks, but again, financially, it can be a very unstable time. The next thing is, what's next? When you've been doing something for so long, and many athletes are in a position where they've potentially been doing this since they were young, a few years old, and it's kind of all they know. Another thing is, where's my value? Once you leave the sport, once you leave the career you're in, it can be very difficult to actually see your own value, even though I'm a big believer in transferable skills. And that's what we're going to be talking about a lot today. What if my next venture fails? This is actually a big one for some of our clients who have maybe got quite a big following on social media, quite a big brand, and the worst thing they can think of is, what if my venture fails? Because it's not a private situation, it's very much a public one. Okay, so that brings a lot of fear, a lot of resistance, and we want to move away from that. We want to move away from that world, and that's what this training, once again, is all about. And then finally, how do I create but also keep my wealth? It's all well and good, having a net worth in the background, but creation is the best defense against any atrophy. And then also keeping your wealth is also a mindset as well. So many sports people, many athletes, have this period of 5, maybe 10 years, maybe a little bit more, and they build, a salary and build an income that is very admirable. But what next? So we want to look into that. I'm not going to go into massive amounts of detail on that today, but it is a challenge that many of our clients and many of the people we speak to about helping, it is a big thing for them. So after a number of conversations with, as I say, clients, but also people who maybe are interested in becoming clients and have, let us into what's going on, these are 5 places in which, people hold a lot of importance after their career. Okay, so when it comes to what's next, what are 5 different platforms that are important in the future? Now, first of all, is finances. Finances is a funny one, because fundamentally isn't the most important thing. It's actually probably the least important thing, but it's the first thing that we tend to think about. So having finances taken care of is a very important thing. Now, you might be in a position again where, you've got a sizable net worth, or you have, things taken care of for a certain amount of time. But again, finances is income. Finances is being in control. Finances keeping. Finances growing. Finances multiplying. Okay, so those are things that our clients tend to want to see. The next thing is purpose. So what happens after the career? Well, you want to do something that drives you forward. You want to do something that actually inspires you and lights you up. And this kind of ties into the next one, enjoyment. If you're lucky enough that you've enjoyed your career and you've had a great time, that's amazing. You don't want that to be the only thing that went well for you. Okay, you want to take your skills, your enjoyment, your passion into the next thing and replicate, and if not, even grow on that success. The 4th thing is people want a fresh challenge. All right. If you've been doing this decades, then you may be in a position where you're like, well, how can I enjoy myself? How can I do something that's got a lot of purpose, but is also challenging? I'm going to learn a lot of new skills. If you can be as successful as you have been in your existing career and start to build into a new career and build all sorts of new skills, you are just going to become so much more valuable to the marketplace as an economy, but you're also going to build up a lot of value internally as well. And then finally, this comes up quite a lot, to be honest. They want to build something they're proud of. They want to build a legacy. So many athletes have built a legacy. No one can take that away from them. But legacy is something that high achievers, high performers want to consistently build. So every time you do something in your life that is of high value, high quality, you're going to build a certain degree of legacy in that. Now, many of our clients want to build something that their families remember, that their the marketplace, their fans, their social media, like they want to build something of importance. They want to build something of legacy, and they want to be known for that. And I personally think that's a great thing. I think that's something that drives a lot of people forward. And, in 50, 70, 100 years, it's like, how can you be remembered? I always, someone I know very well in my life, he said that what he wanted to be remembered for was in the future, one of his great grandkids was, sat on sat on the terrace one day, and they're a little boy or girl, and they were like, how did we get so lucky? And the answer was, well, great granddad, whoever this person was, they changed our family tree forever. And I think that's really cool. So these are some conversations with our clients, and these are things that came up. So I want to tie these into today's training as much as possible. So my question for you, before we kind of dive into this, why are you here? Okay, because you're spending the next kind of 60 to 90 minutes watching this training. There's a reason why you'll be here. All right. You'll have your own reasons. It could just be to check something new out. It could be you're ready to go, and you want a new challenge. You know that you want to build something, and you want to know the exact steps to take. And that could be the reason why you're here. That's up to you. I'd recommend grabbing a pen and paper, a pad and paper as well, and write down why you're here at the top of the page, because I'm a big believer in active learning as well. If you're writing things down, if you're writing notes down, it has a lot more power than if you're just listening in the car. Not to say you can't do that, but I do recommend, writing things down and taking notes on this, because there will be a lot of action points that you can start to take. And again, there is an opportunity at the end to listen if you want to, of how we can maybe help you with this as well. All right, so write down why you're here. Pause if you need to. Write down a few points. That is completely up to you. Now, when it comes to why you're here, I've done a lot of these trainings over the years to many different people. So I would imagine it's something to do with one of these five, maybe all of these five. A lot of people want these five as a base to whatever they do next. So finance is how can you create, how can you keep, how can you multiply. Purpose, how can you do something that's of value to you, that's an internal shift that you actually want to turn up for. Enjoyment, everyone wants to enjoy what they do. And is it Mark Twain? I'm not sure. Says, if you do something you enjoy, you never work a day in your life. That is how I feel. I wake up every day and I want other people to have that same enjoyment. Are you looking for a fresh challenge? Great. And do you want to build something of legacy, something you're proud of, something that future generations can look back on? And, even if it's something small, but something massively impactful to the people that were involved in it. Okay. For me personally, that's where I like to help. I like to have massive impact on a select few, and hence why we work with private clients, but I want it to be a legacy at the same time. So again, what are you doing here? Cool. So there's one way in which, so if we go back up, these 5 points here, I do want to repeat myself. These are all really valuable. But for many, if we look at the marketplace as a whole, what people do day to day, they don't get the opportunity to have all 5 of these. Where I sit is, I believe there's one pathway that creates all of that. And I think it's building a premium consulting business. So, this is something that I've been doing now for, as we record this, probably about 8 years, just short of. And, James is also very heavily involved in, as I said, the wealth creation aspect of that. And I do believe that building a premium consulting business gives you everything that you need. Okay. It takes care of the finances on a cash flow level. It's, you learn a lot in the process, and you're able to strategically kind of tick off each of those 5 points. And you're able to do that by building something that's really important. So I think a really important question is, you might be asking, what is premium consulting? How am I going to position that? Is it something that you've maybe heard of before? I think premium consulting to me is very different to a coaching business in itself. It's very different to corporate consulting. It's very different to speaking. It's very different to motivational speaking. The way I see premium consulting is in 3 levels. I think on one level, you consult to to clients, that is all around asking amazing questions. That is all around getting to know somebody's deepest, darkest desires and also their deepest fears, and being able to unlock conversations that they've never had before. Okay. Consulting is an art. This is the art that I study as well. This is, somewhat of my favorite part. And it's something that, it's something that we do teach. But as well, I think that's a foundation to premium consulting. I think the second thing is, and ties into the third, I think premium consulting then becomes coaching. It's like, okay, we understand where somebody's at. We understand we've asked some great questions. We've unlocked some new things. I think coaching them into new ways of thinking and coaching them into new opportunities is also then really important. Okay, you can be a consultant, and there's many great consultants, but they don't have the art of then being able to coach somebody. So their results are average and are not world class. And then I think there's a third piece, mentoring. I think mentoring could very easily be kind of number one as well. Mentoring is, how are you living this in your own life? And how good are you at taking your personal frameworks and tying that into consulting and then allowing that to feed into your coaching? Okay. Now, that's what I class premium consulting as. Why do I go into detail on this? Because, as I said, I've been doing this a few years now, and I think the marketplace as a whole is missing this, these 3 points of getting results for clients and really doing a great job with clients. So when it comes to the professional athlete consultancy, we definitely work on this with clients. But what I also see as well is professional athletes and retired professional athletes. They've spent many years honing their craft, creating unconscious traits of massive success. And when they go into this type of premium consulting, it's just natural. It's so well aligned to them that they literally can hit the ground running. And that's why I'm, again, doing this training, because it fits so well. Now, a lot of people, I think, when it comes to coaching and consulting, you might not think this way, but I know a lot of people do. They think these days it's sitting on Zoom, having, people sat on the other end of Zoom. Maybe it's, a motivational speaking gig where you sell from stage. Maybe it's in a coffee shop and you're kind of life coaching or personal training, whatever. There's loads of different avenues for being a coach, being a consultant, being a speaker. What we do with the premium consulting is we create a hybrid where each of those is an option, but it filters into a bigger picture where you become somewhat of an expert consultant that becomes well known and reputable for delivering great results in what you know how to deliver. Okay, that's really what we want to do here. Okay, so we want to help you leverage your existing success. All right, our aim here is to help you leverage your existing success and help you have a business that ticks all the 5 boxes. Okay, the important things in life. I want to help you do that in the next 30 to 90 days. That's what we're going to lay out in the training now. Now, am I saying that you'll have a multi-million-dollar business in the next 90 days? It's certainly possible. My intention is more to tick the 5 boxes and show you how to become completely self-sustainable, become free on all levels. I think freedom comes in 3 aspects. It's kind of like, it is financial, but it's also time and location. Like, I don't want you to build a business where you're stuck to certain locations and you don't want to be. You want to live your life as well. And I also don't want you to be stuck behind a computer for 10 hours a day, or stuck delivering services that don't need to be delivered to clients for, again, a number of hours a day, and you don't get to live the life that you want to live. So my aim is it's very much foundational first. So I have a successful business, but do it on your terms. And once again, this is what myself and James have been very successful at on the consulting front. So the agenda of the next kind of 45 minutes or so, maybe 60, is building the consulting business with speed and without unnecessary rookie errors. successful people tend to have successful traits, but knowledge is power. So when you've got knowledge, you can then start to intertwine that with how you do things and create great impact and have great success. So first things we're going to cover, the foundational mistakes that will cost you time, energy, and money in your business. And if you're doing these, you'll potentially start to resent the process of building a business. So we don't want to make these. These are going to be the foundational starting points to make sure that you hit the ground running. The second thing is the two-step marketing strategy to get you started and have a consistent flow of new business. Marketing is king. You want to be able to understand how you can create your own flow of new business, your own flow of how you can help people, and fundamentally how you can start to create cash flow. And finally, how to deliver a world-class consulting offer that creates return clients, referrals, and big paydays. Without this, you're never going to truly take off in your business. The third piece is where I see the majority of coaches, consultants, mentors going wrong. I want to help you, again, leverage your existing success and deliver world-class services. So people talk about you. They talk about you in a great way. They come back to you and they also tell their friends about you. Once again, the majority of our business has been referral because we focus so much on results. Now, the clients who've done really well with us, just to be open as well, I think it's a very important place to start. Firstly, they want to be the best. I want to help people who want to be world-class. That is fundamentally my drive here. If you're sat here now going, yep, I want to be the best at this. You don't have to have 1 million followers on social medias. You don't have to be all over the news, broadcasting. That isn't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being renowned behind the scenes for what you do. If you want to be the best, then this is going to be great for you. Resourceful as well. Many pro athletes, retired athletes have this quality. This is about when things don't look to be going your way, you find a way to make it work for you. Okay. This is going to be for, delivering clients. This is going to be in marketing. This is going to be financially. Get resourceful and take on the traits of being a resourceful person, because resourcefulness to me is a self-belief. It's like saying yes first, then going with the process and finding a way to make it happen. That is going to set you up well in business. And thirdly, they follow the process. Today, we're going to go through the outline of the process, exactly how we do things. If you follow this, there's results on the other side. Then finally, being committed. It goes without saying, you've got to be committed to an end goal and different end goals. I think what I find with our clients and again, the retired athlete clients, specifically, they're very goal oriented, very committed. That's why it's so important. But I think what I've said already is so important to have the next goal ready to go for you. It really is, because where we look at challenges, when I study the landscape of retired athletes, where we see the biggest challenges is their career was their biggest goal and they don't know how to reset. So we want to be in a place where you're committed to a new goal, and that's going to serve you really well. So section 1, the 4 mistakes not to make in a new consulting business. This is any consulting business as well. You can, I know some people have come to us in the past. They're maybe a month or 2 into their business and it's not going how they want. So this is for you as well. But again, for the sake of this is specifically for retired athletes looking to start fresh. So the first things first, skills confusion. Many people in business, in life, they like to go through life as a jack of all trades. Now, a jack of all trades is cool. On some level, you're always going to be a jack of all trades as well, because to be a specialist at one thing, you're going to need skills. We call it stacking. You're going to need a stack of skills to help you create results. But what you don't want to be is the jack of all trades, because realistically, people pay for results. That's what everyone pays for. So I'm going to use an analogy now for sports. It's like, if you want to be I'm going to use football. So soccer for those in the US, but football for any in the UK. if you look at the people that get paid the most and are acknowledged as being the best in the world, they tend to be really good at a couple of things. Okay. I'm speaking now, it's 2023, I think. Yeah, it's 2023. And you're looking at Manchester City have brought in Erling Haaland, a great signing, I think. And, you know, at 22 years old, or maybe he's 23 or younger, I'm not sure. But at this age, he's so lethal within a Man City team that's doing very well. And he's so far breaking all records. We're not at the end of the season yet, but it looks like he's going to break records that have stood for probably about 20 years. Okay. What is he good at? Well, he's good at a few things, but specifically he's good at scoring. Okay. You look at Messi and Ronaldo as other examples. Okay. They're micro celebrities of that thing. Okay. Floyd Mayweather, defensive boxer. So these are things that you want to look at. Now, I don't want to compare too much to existing athletes, but I want to look at why this is so important. If you're coming in and you're average at a lot of things, you don't get noticed. Okay, because you've got to be so good at a few things. Whereas in coaching, consulting, mentoring, if you want to be noticed, you want to get good and understand where you are good at something, and you want to talk about and focus on that purely. Okay, so what we want to happen is you become the micro celebrity behind the scenes, or very publicly as well. That's up to you. Micro celebrity of dealing with certain problems. Why? Because then people search you out and people want to specifically work with you. So as a consultant, we want to be focusing on micro celebrity status. The second thing is undervaluing services. Okay. One of the biggest errors you can make within any business, I believe, but specifically coaching, consulting. Okay. Many get into this space and they look around at what everybody else is doing. Now they look around at what everyone else is doing as a jack of all trades. Okay. Because most people operate jack of all trades. They are scared to stand out and stake a claim as a micro celebrity. Okay. So what that leads into is they look around at what everyone else is charging and they try and fit in. Often they go for the middle. Some people will go for the top end of fitting in. Okay. Now this is quite dangerous, because if you look at premium purchases, now I'm thinking about Hermes bags for women. Okay. Chanel bags for women. Okay. These tend, or have in recent years, gone up in value. Rolex watches. Okay. Hypercars. These are going up in value. These are true micro celebrities, if you want to call that. And what's great about these is they don't follow the usual trend. Okay. As you follow a trend, often the price goes up and demand goes down. Now, if you're a premium solution, which is what we're talking about here, you price higher and demand goes up. Okay. Now, the dangerous thing is when you're a jack of all trades and you're charging an hourly rate, or you're charging an average rate, but you're a higher average rate or a higher hourly rate, then what you do is you position yourself as more expensive. And that's where you start to position yourself as price goes up, demand goes down, because there's no obvious reason for the price to be higher. So you become price shopped and you're compared to other people. Now, if you're a genuine premium solution and you become the micro celebrity within your space and you offer a genuine premium solution, your price goes up whilst in line with demand going up. And that's where we truly want to be. Now, the next thing is overwork versus streamlined systems. Now, I've already said, as a consulting business, if you're to build this in the next 30 to 90 days and then multiple years after this, then you want to be in a place where you're creating great financial success, you're enjoying yourself, you're running your purpose, but you also want to be in a position where your business is the one working for you. Okay. If you are stuck working in your business, you will be overworked. And if we look at the state of, employment within the world, specifically Europe, the UK, the US, people are feeling overworked, and that's creating stress. It's creating drama. It's creating certain knock-on effects in families. Okay. This comes down to not understanding how to get the best out of the impact and the value that you create. Okay. People are very time poor these days. And within your own business, you don't need to operate on that model. You can start to use systems and streamline your day, your time, your effort, and your results to the point where, this is not necessarily for you right this today, but it's very easy to operate a 7-figure and multiple 7-figure, if you want to, per year business by just operating your business on a handful of hours a week, 5 hours, 10 hours a week. Okay. It's very easy to do that. But again, you can't operate on a model that has you overworked. You've got to operate on a model that's streamlined and set up for your success. The final piece that I want to talk about is really around lead generation and marketing. Okay, so people step into a new business, and some people are really good at this and they hit the ground running. Okay, many people wouldn't know where to start with a really good marketing campaign. Okay, we're going to talk about this in the video in a few minutes as well. They wouldn't know where to start. So what they do is they start reading articles, they start reading, going to YouTube videos, which is all great. But the challenge is they're focusing or they're looking and reading about organic strategies, okay? And specifically organic strategies that are designed to take a long time to get to work, okay? You'll hear people saying like, oh, the first year in business, if you break even, that's lucky, okay? That's not true. Consulting, you want to be in the green rapidly, like in days, weeks, 30 days at the latest. You want to be in a place of cash flow certainty. All right. And you do that by shifting away from hard marketing strategies that are going to work, but take a long time. And instead, you want to move to digital and leverage marketing strategies. Okay. This is what we do with clients at the beginning. We help them put together a campaign. We help them start to get some quick results so their business is moving forward rapidly in a way that's in line with where they want to get to in the long term. Okay. So you can use manual. Okay. It's definitely a strategy, but what we want to do is we want to start to operate as a real business as early as possible and then start getting real business results. Okay. You do that by having a digital and leverage strategy. Okay. I'm going to talk about this in a few minutes. Why digital and why leverage? Because you can be hyper targeted and you can create automation through an online strategy where your time is not dictated by the result of that marketing campaign. Whereas if you're doing this manually, your time on writing posts, your time on connecting with networks, it is all, there's only so much time in the day, and then you've got to deliver clients, you've got to make money. A digital and leverage strategy is one where you can set the powers that be, the different elements to this, and you can set that, and it's going 24/7 in the background, creating traction for your business, and you don't need to be doing anything. This is how, and I'm not saying that this is necessarily what you want to do, but if you want to take 2 weeks out of your business and still make money in the long run, and you want to be sat on a beach somewhere, it might not be something you do for 6 months of the year all the time. But if you want to take some time out and still grow your business, this is how you do it. You're not going to do that through marketing, through manual methods. Okay. So those are the 4 key things that I think most coaches, consultants, mentors new to the business are getting wrong. Okay. This approach basically leads to a few things. First of all, struggling to land clients because they're not set up to do that with ease. Struggling to sell because they're not positioned in the right way. So people don't really want what they have to offer. And even if they do take on clients, they're not the right type because, again, they're not positioned enough, maybe too low on price. Maybe they don't really know where their skills lie. They just end up selling to the wrong people. they also end up trading time for money. This is one of the foundational things that you don't want to do in business. Okay. We're very lucky with coaching, consulting, mentoring, and within, being a successful athlete, this is the same. You're paid on the value. Okay. If you're paid on your time, you'll be forever time trapped. Okay. I never want to give my time away for less than it's worth. So what I would recommend is moving away from trading time for money. If you're selling, sell your value and impact and put a great price on that. And then finally, this approach basically leads to, and I've seen this over and over again, the business just doesn't get off the ground. And when a business doesn't get off the ground, it can be very easy to stack losses. It can be very easy to become resentful and just say, look, this isn't working. As resourceful and committed as you want to be, the wrong approach run for too long can be detrimental. This is why I believe that you're watching this today. And this is why I want to take you through it, because I want to give you the best chance of success. And again, if you want our help with this at the end, I will talk you through how that works, so we can actually get this locked in and get this moving in the right direction. So, as I've said, our aim is to help you leverage your existing success and help you have a business that ticks the 5 boxes in the next 30 to 90 days. So to do this effectively, you're going to need 4 things. And this is where we're going to dive into the strategic side and lay things out for you now. If you want to build a successful consulting business in the next 30 to 90 days, first thing you're going to need, and this moves you away from being a jack of all trades to the micro celebrity, you're going to need a premium offer. I'm going to talk about that firstly in a few minutes, and I'm going to kind of bring it up towards the end of the video training as well. Premium offer, there's something I truly believe is you're only one great offer away from making your first million in consulting. Okay. That's all it takes. Get the offer right. The clients will flow, the impacts will flow, and the money will flow. Secondly, once you've got your premium offer, you need a way for people to see this. So a lead generation machine that converts. Again, we want this to be automated. We want it to be 24/7, along with any manual and existing audience you have. Number 3 is a proven application and sales blueprint. When you've got a great offer, when you have a lead generation machine that converts and is literally bringing in potential prospects to your attention 24/7, it can be very easy to have too many prospects and you start, wanting to take on too many people into your business. Okay. As a premium consultant, that isn't the way a business runs, at least like this. A premium consultant is one that has impact and a lot of value for their clients. So where we want to be sat is working with the best clients we can be. We have the choice of working with the best clients. It's a blessed position myself and James are in. And I want to pass that on for you as well, because when you work with the best clients, it's so much fun. Like the results, the enjoyment, the purpose of it all is so much fun. Okay, so a proven application is the way you can start to, behind the scenes, pick out the best people who are going to be a great fit for your premium offer and are going to be a great personality fit as well for the type of person you are and the type of person you want to help. And a sales blueprint is actually a really big part of that. I'm not going to go into too much detail on that today, but that is absolutely also a big part of this, an application process and the blueprint for getting clients across the line in quick speed. And then finally, we kind of mentioned this, but a world-class delivery system. This is going to be the end piece. It's tying the 3 together and then actually delivering that great service and how to structure that. So you can really have the most enjoyment for yourself. And again, working with great clients whilst delivering the best work that you can do. So get these 4 right and you will be successful. And I'm going to take you through them now. So the next success program, the first stage to this is your premium offer. Now, how to get a premium offer wrong. Again, this is a premium marketplace. This is what we're talking about. Do not charge too low. I'm not going to give you numbers because that will be a personal thing. But just openly, and we're going to talk about this as we go throughout the video, I wouldn't be charging any less for a day of your time, anything less than £10,000 or 10,000 US dollars. Okay. However that looks for you is up to you, but don't charge too low. Don't make it too general for your ideal clients either. Okay. You have specific skills and you know, maybe you don't know what they are and how they fit in yet. Again, this is where both myself and James come in. This is where we get really clear on this, but don't make it too general that nobody really can tell what your skills are. The next thing, the result isn't big enough to get the right people involved. When you start a new business, it's very easy again to look around, and most people are playing the jack of all trades game. So it's very easy to look around and go, oh, well, they're offering that. Maybe that's what I should do. I don't want you to do that. I want you to be unique in your skill set. I want you to be offering the biggest opportunity you possibly can, because that's where you're going to get the most growth, and that's where the clients are going to get the most growth. So premium consulting is very different to the jack of all trades game. And then finally, people don't make claims. Now, I'm the first to say that in the next 30 to 90 days, if you work with myself and James, your business will be thriving, okay? On all levels, as in, you know, you'll be enjoying it. You'll have a flow of prospects and leads. You'll be getting to work with great people. And financially, you'll be in a really great place where you're in control, as I say, as controlled as you can be, but you're taking on great people and you're getting paid really well for doing it. Okay. I make that claim because I know I can do it. Okay. So there'll be things in your life that you know you bring to the table. Maybe you're not aware of those right now, but premium consulting is where you back yourself. And again, you get resourceful and you get committed. How to get it right. This is where we get to the good stuff. Aim to work with premium buyers. There's a subsection of the market that naturally will tend to purchase in their own life cheap. Maybe they ask for free. Maybe they're looking for good deals consistently. Those people are not looking for results. They're basing value on a cost. Now, working with a premium buyer is very different. They have success in their life. They understand that they want more success, and they understand that getting help to levels of new success is going to come by investing into themselves. That is a premium buyer. All right. So aim to only work with premium buyers, and they will search you out when you have a premium offer, and they will be happy to invest very good and meaningful amounts. Again, our clients are charging 5 and 6 figures, multi-6 figures in some cases, to individual clients. Okay. There are plenty of premium buyers out there. We just need to get the foundational steps in first with the right offer, and that's where they sit. The next thing is you get specific on where you like to help. A generalized opportunity is never going to be premium. Okay. If you think about it, like in the laws of statistics, average is always mediocre. Okay. Because if something is average, in its essence, it can't be excellent. I'll say that again. In its essence, if something is average, it can't be excellent. Okay. Now, if you want to go to the law of statistics and look at the bell curve, you will see what I mean. And the third thing is make it worth their time and create something that lights you up in the process. You will do your best work with clients when it excites you in what you're talking about, what you're delivering, and what you're helping with. Okay. So make it worth their time, make it exciting and challenging for them, and make it exciting and challenging for you too. And then the final thing, I've said this, but be confident and stretch yourself. Okay. This is all to do with your premium offer. I'm going to go through this in a bit more detail as we get to the end of the training, because I think it's important. But as a foundation, aim to work with a certain type of buyer. We help with this, by the way. This is what the market, we're going to go through this. Your marketing strategies all around is targeted with your content to premium buyers. So the next section is massively important. Once you've got your premium buyer, once you've got your premium offer in line, you can then start to put that out to the marketplace. If you have an average offer or subpar offer, it is going to get very little attention and attraction. When you have a premium offer that is specific and people actually want to buy because it is valuable, when you put that out with a message, that is the most important thing. So what we're going to look at now is your two-step marketing strategy to add repeatable cash flow and to effectively get this in front of the right people. Okay, get this in front of people who actually are interested in it, and that's going to be massively important for your business. So the first step to your marketing is your personal brand. This is part one of the strategy. Social media is without a doubt the biggest opportunity for retired athletes. It's where you already have the trust. It's where you already have the know. And as it says there, the key part to ever having a successful business is when you hold trust with the people that are buying. Okay. Now, when it comes to personal brand and using that as a marketing strategy, I'm not going to talk much about that today. I'm going to go into the second strategy in a second. But if you would like the free cheat sheet on our 7-day personal brand blueprint, this is all about using your personal brand to gain traction. Send a message and I'll send that your way. But effectively, your personal brand is really powerful because it's where you already hold that trust. And if you can create a premium offer and you know what you're talking about and you're able to offer that to the market, it is without a doubt one of the quickest ways to gain traction within your business. Okay. As I said, send me a message if you would like to know more about actually doing that with the personal brand. In today's video, I'm going to jump on and talk to you about the second opportunity when it comes to going out and building your coaching consulting business in the next 30 to 90 days. Okay. Why I'm jumping ahead is we can create predictability with this opportunity, whereas brand is what is a manual part of doing it. As I said in the earlier part of the video, your brand is very manual, which is really powerful. But I want to be focusing on predictability where we can start to move forward with your results. So the second piece to the marketing strategy is what we call a marketing funnel. So before I go into this, I'm going to show you this in action in a second. There are 3 stages that your marketing strategy must have. Okay. And brand is part of the first stage. The second part is traffic. So effectively, if you think of a shop window, a coffee shop, let's use that as an example. The brand is like people who already know your coffee shop exists. They like your coffee, they like your food. Traffic is the new people that are coming past. So to be successful, example, in a coffee shop, you want to be somewhere that not only brand people who already know you come, you want to be in a place where new traffic is flowing past you at all times, so more people have a chance to become raving fans. So that's what we're talking about here. Now, what a marketing strategy needs to have then, after you create increased foot flow, what we need to have then is being specific about the type of client that we want into the business. And then we want to capture and get specific on how we can start to remarket to those people over and over again. And then finally, using this process, how do we actually change people who, know who we are, begin to know, like, and trust us is a marketing term. And then how do we get them to start being a buyer of our service? Okay. Now in the coaching consulting space, this is about how you take somebody who has maybe seen what you're about, knows that they need help with that. How do you actually speed up the process of them making a decision to actually get your help? Okay, so that's what the marketing strategy is going to be all around. Now, traffic and brand is effectively the same thing. As I said, brand is your existing audience. The one key thing that I think coaches, consultants, mentors in the service space get wrong is they don't add to their audience. Okay, this is why we need to generate traffic. I'm going to show you how to do this in a second. As much traffic as we can get that is specific to what we solve. So remember the premium offer. If we can get as many eyes on that great offer as possible, that's what we need to do, and that's what traffic's all around. Now, once we have the traffic flowing in, we want it to be targeted. Now, how do you get in front of them with something where you can market to them specifically and give them something of massive value? And that is what we're going to also look at. We create something called the lead magnet. So a lead magnet is effectively, I see it as a piece of premium value that you're able to give them for absolutely free, or you can charge for this as well, actually. But you can give them something, a massive value, where they get to, I suppose, look into how you do things, how you offer things, where the value is, and they get to see if that's something they want. So when we look at lead magnets, I'll talk a little bit about one of our clients later on in the video, but this is a lead magnet. What you're listening to right now is what we call a lead magnet. It's, a 90-minute training. I've put my time into this. I've given a lot of value here. I'm basically showing you how you can set up your coaching consulting business and be successful in the next kind of 30, 60, 90 days. So there's a lot of value in that for, professional people, high performers who want to hit the ground running and actually get some results really quickly in their business. And they want help to do that. This is going to be a great tool to help them. And what it allows somebody to see is, well, I like what Martin and James are doing here. I like the sound of this, and I'd actually like some help. So your lead generation, your lead magnet, is a way to give value, and you can, with the right tools, you can get this in front of many thousands of people, and that is going to create more speed within your business. Now, there's also the conversion process. So leads are great, prospects are great, but leads don't buy unless there's an obvious value exchange. Okay, so again, what I will be doing at the end of this training today, for those who are interested, because I know, a few thousand people have the opportunity to watch this training. Now, let's say 1,000 people watch this training because we're putting that, we're using this exact strategy ourselves to get this into more hands. So if 1,000 people watch this training, I know that there's going to be a handful, a few tens that absolutely immediately watch this training and they want help with this. Okay. So the way I can create a conversion process is by having a very clear offer of how I can help somebody in the background. And at the end of this training, once I've given the value, it's a fair trade then for somebody who maybe wants to hear how we can actually help them. Okay, and that's the conversion process. So your lead magnet must present an obvious solution, an obvious problem with a solution to that. And that's how a prospect turns into a buyer. Now, on top of that, there's going to be people that listen to this. They like what it's about. They see the value, but maybe they're not quite ready to dive in and buy. And what we need to do then is stay front of mind. And that's what I'm actually going to be showing you within the next little piece. So let's take a look at this in action, how to position each stage, so the traffic and brand, and then creating the lead magnet to get specific people to put their hands up with interest. And then how do we transition that into a conversion? Okay, so how to position each stage and bring on new clients with ease. I'm just going to hop off. I'm going to share a different screen now, and then we will be onto the marketing strategy piece. Okay, so I have set up this next piece for you to be shown through this. So if we look at the two stages of the marketing strategy, as I said, the first thing is to use your brand, your existing brand, your existing network and social media. And there's no harm in just putting an offer straight out there. This is an example of an offer we've done. So this is for retired professional athletes, the Next Success Program, which is what we're talking about in this training. We talk through the problems, we talk through where we can help with a solution, and then we talk through how we can actually offer that. So that's an example of creating an offer and just taking that straight to the market. So one of the best ways to actually grow your coaching, consulting, mentoring business quickly is using personal profiles, but also creating a business profile. We do help our clients do this because we think it's a great opportunity to build an asset in the background. So you can do this pretty simply, create a Facebook page. Now, why a Facebook page is great as well on Instagram as well, LinkedIn. You can do this across all the platforms. Why it's so powerful is we can actually generate traffic to it. Okay, so the first things, like if you're to, for example, you can see here, so 24 current reach is one of our earlier posts. Then, you know, if we look at building a business quickly and building a presence quickly, that's not going to be a very quick process. And now most people are doing this. They're doing this manually. They're using existing networks, even if they're starting a new business and a new business page. So for an example here, you know, you can put money behind a post on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and you can rapidly increase the reach. Okay. Now, I want all our best posts and opportunities to be at least reaching 15,000 people as a minimum. Okay. We can then start to test and go, well, was that a great post? Was that a great offer? This absolutely it was. It's been very successful for us, even in the early stages. So we can look at that and go, yep, that's a great opportunity. Now, what I would say we help clients with, the first thing we want to do is create an opportunity to create more traffic to their page. And the best way to do that is to create a lead magnet. So as I said, you're going through a lead magnet right now. Now, what we can do is we can create a post on social media, and we can talk about, for example, in this case, a 90-minute training, talking about, you know, very briefly, just some of the things. And we want to get this in as many hands as possible, because a 90-minute training like this, you know, as I said, I've been doing this over 7 years now, and, you know, helped clients generate many millions in consulting fees. I've also done that myself. And along with James's help, it's been very successful. So I want to get this in as many people's hands as possible, and as quickly as possible, because that's how a business can grow with speed. So creating a little template like this and being able to offer a training like this with some of my skills is what I would be recommending for you. Now, again, with clients, we help them put this together. We help them to get the content because, again, it's so valuable. Now, the thing is, if you're starting out, or, you know, you've got a reasonable sized brand, but maybe you want to build a business brand as well, which I do recommend, then how do you actually get this out and start to put it in more people's hands? Well, first of all, you create the lead magnet, and then you can create a post like this. Now, if we look at Facebook, one of the best things you can do when it comes to data and knowledge of marketplaces, Facebook is absolutely king. It's one of the, if not the biggest collection of data on the planet. Okay. Whether that's a good thing or not is another thing. But when it comes to marketing, this is a great way to speed up the success of your business. So as an example, this is, I've just opened the Ad Center here. So if you, for example, went to there, you could click Ad Center and you'd be in Ads Manager. They do look a bit different. I've got a Business Manager Center that does look different, but I don't think you will have that. So I've gone to this one. So when it comes to reach, how do we get more reach? You have different campaign objectives. If you're running a lead magnet, you can run leads. That's a good opportunity for conversions. But if you're just starting out as well, and it's a new page, I would recommend engagement or traffic. I'm going to go with engagement because I like that for personal preference when it comes to conversions of my lead magnet, but also generating post engagement of people that actually seem to find it interesting. Now, I click continue. This is what it'll look like. Now, I'm just going to call this test. So you can go ahead and have a play around with this yourself, and you can effectively follow what I'm doing here. This is, I'm going to tell you how to do it. So test everything on this first page. Doesn't really matter. Leave it as is. Keep everything in alignment. So test again. Objection here, conversion location. If you've got a website, you can absolutely go to website. I just keep it in Facebook. Facebook likes to keep you on the platform as it is. So it does prioritize that here. Now, if we go click to message, that's absolutely fine. So again, I want people to message me. And in terms of the page, professional athlete consultancy, and I'm going to go down here. I'm going to leave all this as is because Facebook wants to spend my money in the right way. Budget, whatever you want, £5 a day. I tend to run £20 a day for about 5 days to get the data. I'll have a good idea of what that looks like. But again, if I'm going for quick results, I'm more than happy to spend as much as possible because the way I see marketing is you put $1 in and you get $10 out. Okay. You might have to play around with it to get that level, but that's absolutely a thing. So I'm going to go with new audience. Now, one of the clients I'm going to talk about later in this video, I'm just going to use his example for his audience because no audience is going to be specifically relevant to you. So he was focusing on real estate, and his lead magnet was all around passive income through real estate. And his age group, what we sat down and talked about was we wanted people with a reasonable income who wanted to generate passive income and basically in a relationship, just because that's what he thought was the best option in terms of finances. Now, what we found was, okay, who's going to be most interested in creating passive income through real estate? It was probably going to be people in a decent job in terms of finances and who maybe had decent borrowing capacity. So we went really general at first, and then we were able to hone in. But general at the beginning is where I would be going. So what we did is we went on to management as a demographic. So people in management, and then we clicked suggestions. And then we decided to go for business finance as a demographic as well. Okay, so what that did was create an audience, fairly general. It says here fairly broad. That's okay. 405,000 to 476,000 people. So what that meant, spending £20 per day, is around 1,500 to 4,000 people would see it on their screens. And there's the opportunity from those numbers to have around, I would say, it says less than 10, I would say around 5 conversations per day about the opportunity to watch a lead magnet. Okay. So you can do a messenger ad here and you can get people to actually message you and then send them a link, or you can do the way I'm going to show you in a second, which would be sending them to a website. It's the same setup. So again, this audience was absolutely fine. So you could save this audience if you wanted to. So you could save that as real estate audience as an example, but you could do whatever you wanted to do. And then from there, I would personally go manual placements. I'm not a big lover of Facebook deciding where I spend my money. So I don't have them in Instagram. I don't have them in Messenger. Okay. But if, for example, on this, because of the audience and it's quite broad, it straight away starts to stop you doing things. So that's fine. I'll go back to Messenger and that'll allow it in there. Instagram's the main one I don't want to be on. And then audience network. So I'll also keep that in there as well. Okay. Now, you've just got to play around with things at first. The main thing is to get your audience out there. So I'm not doing in-stream, not doing search results. The audience is still fine. So I want this around 100,000 to 1 million max. Okay, so this is nicely in the middle. That allows Facebook to spend your money. And then I might look all around here. I'm okay with all that. Maybe take it out of video feeds. That's fine. And then I'll take it out of Reels as well. There we go. And that looks okay. Right. So we're going to the next one. And this is where you can actually build an ad. So it's on my business page. And then you can create an ad here. The benefit to creating a specific ad is, for example, on this one, we'll add a picture. I'm just going to use a general picture here. You can use your own. That's fine. There we go. All right. So the benefit of doing the create ad in the ad here is you can start to type on here. So you can have a headline. So you can be like, so if it was real estate, say passive income from real estate. Okay, it just gives it a bit more visual presence So that I'm going to look at more than something that says messages. So that's the benefit for here. Now, when you're creating the ad, you would take, as an example, you would take the copy. So you would take all this and whatever you've created. And then from there, you would put that into primary text. Okay. And then that would create an ad for you. And then that would be it. Effectively from there, you'd be good to go. You could start messages. You can have a play around with what messages maybe are sent first of all, and you click publish. Okay. So that would now be going out. It's pretty cool if you think about it. That would now be going out to 1,500 to 4,000 people per day, every day while you're spending money on that. Okay. What you can also do is, this is what I tend to do. So I've created an ad like this here, and then I would just click use existing post, and then hit that one, which is the same post, and then have a call to action, send message. The only downside is this piece here, but I'm not too bothered. I've got the engagement on the page and I can go ahead. I'm happy to click publish on that one. Okay. What you can also do, as I said, which is what I'm going to show you now, you can hit this to go to a website, which is where your landing page would be. So instead of somebody sending you a message, it would now go to the landing page. Now, this is what we do with all our clients, and we build this out with them. So there's no technical stuff that you don't know how to do. So pretend now I've clicked publish on this ads manager page. If you were to click, as an example, you know what, like this sounds like it's a great opportunity, which, by the way, it might not be this specific ad you've clicked on, but if you're watching this, you've most likely clicked on one of our Facebook or Instagram ads. So you've clicked on, you thought that was interesting, and then you got to this page here. Okay. This would have numbers on it. And then from there, you'd have a read through, of what the training was all around. And then you're like, you know what, that would be really interesting to me. I'm going to click this. So you click watch training, and then you would have given your details, your full name, your email address, and also your mobile phone number. Okay. So this is where we start to go from, we create specificity with your leads by starting to hone down on the people we want to talk to. Okay. We're general enough that we open up the audience and we allow Facebook to work its magic and get used to who's interested in what we look at. And then we're able to create a piece of copy, and then we're able to hone down even further who's interested in what we're doing. And we can do this on loads of different ways. Like I have a number of different, these are called landing pages. They're used through lead pages. So I have a number of different lead pages and landing pages that I'm putting money behind to give value to the market at all times. And also, again, giving away a lead magnet to create prospects who potentially want to buy from me either today or at a later date. So this is how you start to create a flow of new leads who are actually qualified leads. They're not just somebody selling you, a lot of people sell you quantity of leads. These are actually qualified leads. And once you have put in your details, you get the thank you, and then the training is then sent to your inbox, and you have the opportunity to like the business page as well. Now, the beauty of sending the training to your inbox is it's automated. So this is where the 24-hour day, 7 days a week system comes in. You can be asleep, you can be on the beach, you can be with family, and people are constantly opting in to receive value from you. And once you've created the value, once you've created this system, you can literally just have it there and leave it. It's on autopilot at all times. Now, once that has happened, once this is going here, we use a system called Ontraport. So this is an email responder. And then this basically sends out the email with the training on. Now, again, what you can do here, I'm not going to go into my database, but every person, so let's say 10 people a day are downloading this, 20 people a day, 30 people a day. They're all downloading this, and then automatically they're being sent out this email, okay, with the training on. Now, I haven't here, as you can see. This isn't a live option. This is just to show you. But I can then go, you know what? Anyone who opts in gets the training, but then I also want them to receive another email. So they can receive another email after this, and I can say, hey, look, here's a clip from the training that you just watched. Or I can have 3 emails, I can have 5 emails, I can have an application process going out on the email. So this is the opportunity where, again, you're at home, you're on the beach, you're wherever you want, and you have these emails automatically going out with every single person who clicks on this and then clicks onto this, puts their detail in, and then receives the training. They get an automatic value from you. And then what you can do is everyone on your database, you can go to your database and you can also send them an email whenever you want. Okay, if you've got a new opportunity for them, if you've got something to share, your best option within your business is to own your own email list. It's yours. Unlike Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, you own your email list. It's very unlikely anything's going to happen to that. Okay. Now, one more thing I'll cover is once you're doing this, you've got everything on autopilot. It's very easy for you to have, tens of people a day wanting to watch your content, wanting to engage with you, wanting to message you. And it's very easy for you to be in a place where you have a certain amount of spots within your business and you've only got so much time. So one of the ways in which I highly recommend, as this process is, if we're helping you through this, we'll help you build out your own application system and help you know how to qualify leads and know which ones to get on calls with and to basically make an offer to. That's part of the process. But a really great way for you to actually qualify leads, so you're not jumping on calls with people who just want to ask some questions, is by having an application strategy session form. Okay, so however you want to put it, application form strategy session. This is mine. Again, nothing fancy. This is just to whoever wants to build out the coaching consulting business. It's just a group of questions to see where somebody is at. Now, for example, if somebody ticks and goes, okay, they want help with this, this, and this, great. And then they go through and say, I saw you on a Facebook ad, and then they go through, I want to build my brand and make more money. And they give me some more details. By the way, if you see that, I wouldn't be that interested in that. And then you say, okay, what's your total monthly income? I don't know. Different businesses, different things, but let's say 10 to 20K a month. What are they committed to? 100K plus. And then they say, Martin, I'm an action taker. They fill their details in there and they give me their Facebook URL. I know that's a qualified prospect. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll connect with them on Facebook or wherever, and I will then send them a message and aim to set up a call. Now, if they say in here, for example, this is why we have it, and people do click this, they say, look, I'm not in a position, or whatever that looks like, or if they say, look, I want to do this, but now is not the right time. I know that prospect may be a good prospect, but they're not ready yet. So I wouldn't be jumping on the call and spending an hour of my time with them, because that isn't going to be the best use of my time when there's people who actually want to get started. Okay, so your application process is how you're going to save your time in your business. It's how you're going to qualify the people who are ready to work with you. And it's also a great way to work with the best people. You want to be working with the people that are ready to go at all times. What we're never doing is trying to convince somebody that you're a good fit for them. You want to be working with people that are ready to go and they know they want to work with you specifically. Okay, so that is the marketing strategy section done. As again, just a quick run through. So business page, create some copy that is attached to a lead magnet for extra reach and building your brand. You want to be able to put money behind that and know what to do. From there, start to create your own email list, capture details, send them the value, allow them to watch it, and then create automation and systems. So you can literally be bringing in leads, transitioning them into prospects, and then transitioning prospects into sales and new clients and increase cash flow. Okay. And the final piece of this is your application process. Very, very important piece of the puzzle. It allows you to really create the freedom that you're looking for. Okay, let's move on to the next section. So now we've gone through the amazing process of actually how to, first of all, create the premium offer and understand that. We're going to go through that a little bit more now, but how to actually get people into that and have a flow. This is where many people in the coaching consulting world really struggle. So we've just shown you the easiest process to do that. It's automated, it's streamlined, and you're going to have that flow in no time. So the next thing, getting ahead of myself, what does the delivery look like and the money like for clients who we work with within kind of these early stages of their consulting business? First things first, how to get your delivery wrong. Create results and programs that take too long. Clients lose interest. Okay, it's like with everything. We want to see some kind of results, and we want to focus on those initial results as well. The second thing is they don't focus on how to leverage time or results, so overcommit on the effort involved. If your business is too busy and becomes somewhat time consuming very quickly, you will resent it. Third thing, is creating too much complication. The reason why we talk about what we've just talked about with the marketing funnels is, with our clients, we help them do all that. Once it's done, it's set up forever. And that's why we do it that way, because the worst thing I think in a business is if we've got to create too much complication, too many tasks. So I'd rather set up a really great foundation and shell, and then from there refine on, a really good foundation rather than trying to change things every 2 weeks. The next things, they give away too much for low prices. Again, if you start to build something that's too busy and takes away from where you have the most enjoyment and away from your loved ones or things you like to do outside of business, resentment is a really easy thing to feel. And then finally, they don't add their own creativity. So they look around at the jack of all trades and part of the market, and they effectively get very bored of their business very, very quickly. And they focus on time being the value, not the result. Okay, when you're a premium consultant, the impact and results are always going to be where you're paid the biggest fees. So if you were to get this right, obviously it'd be very different to this, but this is what people are doing in the market. Excuse me, again, getting ahead of myself. So many ex-athletes, professional athletes, tend to position themselves at the jack of all trades. They can charge premium fees, but it's in a way of what I would say a struggling business. Okay, so they charge hourly rates. They might do 150, they might do 250. To be a mindset coach for high performers is a very popular avenue. Transformation and weight loss coaches. Effectively, when you're doing this, you're just positioning to fit in with everyone else. And despite you might have a really good brand, I know some of our clients have got, a significant brand in the background. Some of them don't. But again, you don't want to be fitting in with everyone else because ultimately you don't get anywhere as quickly as you would if you want to stand out. So what's the money map for a struggling offer? You can have an okay multi-six-figure business with a struggling offer. Okay, you can do 30 hours a week for $150 an hour, which is $180,000 a year. I don't know what that feels like to you. I just know that for our clients, that isn't an avenue they want to pursue. Okay, and that might be with 30 hours a week, but then there's the work on top of it. There's no security of finances if you're, for example, on holiday or taking some time out of your business, because when you operate on a time-based result and a time-based value, then you out of the business will never work for the success of your business. So how do we put together an expert offer? I'm going to show you a couple of examples of clients. So specific result in a specific time, specific type of client who would most benefit. You want to understand that. Again, this is something we help our clients with to understand exactly where that sits. Decrease the time spent with them, but increase the speed of result. High performers and high net worth individuals and people who are successful in life, they understand that they're going to need to put in the effort. They're going to need to follow the process, but they want results in a speed, okay, in a level of speed. Finally, charge a premium so you can work with less clients and get better results. Charging a premium to work with great clients is just a natural consequence. I found that, by working this way, I have clients who are very much easy to work with. They enjoy the value, and they enjoy the intimacy of what we offer, and I enjoy the results that they create in the background as well. So here's an example. So I'm kind of using this as an example of one of our clients who's gone through the process. So if we go back to the beginning, we did create an offer. Now, specifically for this client, he's a successful guy. He, financially he's done very well. But one of the things that he has done really well is he's created a meaningful amount of passive income through real estate throughout his career. Okay. And that was something that, through his network, he realized that not many other people had done. So what he wanted to do was, first of all, help his network with an offer like this, but also wanted to get this out there for people who were in a similar position, maybe highly paid, but weren't maybe switched on to the level of creating a real estate empire in the background. So his offer was a lifetime of passive income through real estate, which is not necessarily what he's done, because he's still building that, but he's in a great position. So we create that offer, the delivery for that. But outside of that, we also created a lead magnet. And what we've done is very similar to this. It's called the Mindset to Becoming a Real Estate Guru. So he found that a lot of his process was on mindset work and somewhat strategic as well. So very similar to this video, he's done a 60-minute training on some sections that he thinks would be really valuable. And we've done the same process. We've created the marketing funnels for that, the application process and the sales process. And now he's in a position where he's able to deliver this in the way that he wants to. So his delivery fits in with his lifestyle, and it's a one-to-one day, individual clients, him and one or two other clients if they're a couple. And the investment to work with him is 20,000 USD per client. Now, the money map for that, so I think it's really important to look at that. So 2 clients could easily net you around 40,000 USD per month. You can do pounds, you can do euros, wherever you are. That's up to you. So that's a net of 40,000 per month, with basically 2 days out of his schedule per month. Now, if you were to do 4 clients per month, just on what we call the front end, so initial clients and initial offerings and initial results, that would actually be in line with $1 million a year business. Okay, so you could do that with 4 days a month out of your schedule. This specific client is actually he's more than happy to do 2 days a month. And he actually has a different offer for clients who want to come back, which is also netting him more in terms of finances. I'm not going to go into that on this video today, because that's a different topic. But if you look at what's going on here, again, marketing is fully automated. Delivery is in the way that he wants, and it's an offer that he feels really great at. He's learning new skills. He's growing his own network through this. He's growing his own passive income through this, and he's able to do something that he's really enjoying. And again, was in a position at one point where didn't know what he wanted to do next, because the real estate empire was great, but he wasn't getting the feelings of, that purpose and giving back. And that's what he's able to give now. Another client of ours, a different type of client. So again, same thing. We created the premium offer. We looked at where he wanted to do it. It's called Ripped, Rich and Reputable: How to Become the CEO Everyone Trusts and Wants to Work With. His direction is very much more around in personal power. He works with men only, and his lead magnet is the business athlete. So his lead magnet is actually a written lead magnet. It's a 29-page ebook. And from that, he's able to, once again, we've created the marketing funnels, we've created the automation in the background, and now that's going out to thousands of people every week. And he actually runs it a little bit differently. So he has 6 people in a 3-day intensive every 6 weeks. Again, you want to create a business that works for you. This is what he wants in terms of his timescale. It allows him to still do other things that he wants to achieve in his life, whilst also creating some really cool cash flow in the background. So if we look at this, he charges 10,000 per client. It's a 3-day intensive. He does have some support in the background online before that. So that's 60,000 every 6 weeks. So again, that's US dollars. You can charge in whatever currency you want. So it doesn't need to be US dollars. I'd recommend charging in the currency that you want to. A lot of our clients tend to charge in US dollars because it's the global currency right now, and it works for their business setups. Let's just say that. So again, once again, an example of this working out in the market, doing really well. And, again, every 6 weeks, he gets to help 6 people, which is a really cool outcome for somebody who is looking for purpose, enjoyment, as well as creating finances and legacy for himself as well. Okay, so what I would say now is a question for you. If you had help building a premium offer and you knew how to market it well, similar to the guys above in the examples, how much would you like to charge at? Okay, and be open and honest. I would recommend thinking big. Most of our clients tend to start at 10,000. We do have some, as you've seen, they charge 20,000 plus for the day. But starting to think, how would you like to charge for that? And how many people would you like to work with per month? And once you've done that, pause the video if you need the calculator, but how much would that start to net you as a business if you times that by 10? I say times that by 10 because I'm a big believer in working for 10 months of the year max. You always want to take 2 months off of the year for yourself, at least, if not more. So how much would that make you? And is that enough to get you excited? If not, start looking at your prices, start looking at what you're offering, and start looking at how you can increase that as well. Okay, so very important question. With the right help, how much would you be charging? What would you be doing? What do you want to do? And how many clients would you like to be taking on per month? So the final section to this, before we finish up here, is probably the most important. It's going to be the shortest, but the mindsets of a successful premium consulting business. Mindset is always a foundation, and mindset is always really very important. And that's why I want to finish on it today, because it's creating the space for you to go on and use what you've learned here to be successful. And I think these 3 mindset shifts are really powerful in the way you approach life and business. The first one is be an investor instead of going solo. I invest into mentors, I invest into coaches. My clients naturally invest into both James and myself. But where I have challenges or where I want to grow, I don't look to do that on my own. I always look to streamline. I always look to learn new knowledge. And I always look to basically see where I can invest finances, I can invest time, I can invest energy into leveraging results that are there for me rather than trying to figure it out all on my own. Okay, that's going to serve you well in life. It's going to serve you well in business, and it's going to give you a lot more growth than if you try and do everything on your own. Again, the saying is don't reinvent the wheel. Just look to successful people. Just like people will be looking to you as a retired athlete to give them inspiration in where you give them inspiration. The next thing is, quick results versus slow tasks. I think there's a saying where, don't expect to make money in your first year in business, and it's just BS. Like, expect quick results, expect yourself to grow, expect yourself to have leaps in the levels that you expect of yourself, but you do that by focusing on quick results and how you can get ahead and how you can break down time barriers. What most people do in business is they expect slow results, they expect slow processes, and they expect slowness in how they act. If you want to be successful, it's like start acting with speed, efficiency, and take that into your life on all levels. And then finally, actions versus words. So where we want to be is a person of action. Okay. If you say something, you want to be that person that in the background, everyone's like, yep, they're going to do that. That comes from being a person of action. Where we don't want to sit is, I'm going to build a coaching consulting business. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And, in 12 months from today, we're still talking about it. I'm going to make $1 million dollars, pounds, euros per year through this new venture and this new opportunity, after my career. But again, in a year's time, we're still sat here. Okay, don't be that person. I'm being very, very serious, and I want to come across as light as possible here, because I want you to already be that person of action. But if you're not being, then ultimately you're not really following what you truly want to do. Again, shift this, be a person of action, forget the words, just start actioning your thoughts, and you'll go a lot further, and you'll do some amazing things. And again, this is how your career got to where it was anyway. You know that. I just want to remind you in case you've forgotten. Okay, so these are the 3 mindset shifts to take on in your business to be highly successful. So as I said, the training there is complete. I trust you've taken a lot of value from this. I know that I've enjoyed sharing this. This has been, a platform for my success personally, and also many of my clients over the years. So it's been great to show you through this. And of course, this is, it's an outline of what we do. There's a lot more refinement. There's a lot more finesse in a lot of things we do. But I wanted to break this down so you can have an idea of the next 30 to 90 days going amazingly well for you. And starting something that you're passionate and purposeful about. Okay, so as with anything, I'm always interested, first of all, to hear any takeaways. If you've got any questions, please send through. Either send me a personal message or send an email through and reply to the email you received. But the next question is always if you would like some help with that. Okay, because I know that hundreds, if not thousands, of people are going to watch this video training, which is amazing, and a lot are going to get value from it just in its essence. But I know from doing that a handful of people also want help action in this and putting it into place, because they don't want to spend the next 12 months trying to figure this out. They just want someone who does this day in, day out and can help them with that. So if that's you, I'm going to talk you through how that would look. So the Next Success program is specifically for retiring or retired athletes who want to step into their own business and want to step into their own coaching consulting business and grow that in the next 30 to 90 days. Again, we're looking for quick results. We're looking to get off the ground quickly, and we want to focus on that process. So first stages is to fill in an application process. This will be in the email. You can wait until the video is finished because I'm going to show you through what that actually looks like, so you can decide if this is going to be a good fit for you in the beginning. Okay, so we want to make sure we're helping the right people and keep the level of results sky high. That's why we're doing the application process. I will be teaching you to do that as well. So it's important that I also get you to do that. So the application call will be with myself. James is very much involved in the process after this, but the application call will be with myself. So we'll have a talk about basically where you're at, what you want to create in the future, and then I will be really open and transparent. If I think we can help, then I'll absolutely let you know what the next steps are in the process. Now, if we decide that this is a great fit and this call goes really well, and we sort out the balance and we move forward, then the first stages from there is an onboarding strategy call with both myself and James. So on that call, we get clear on the most important aspects of your business, which is your offer, your marketing, and your 90-day money map. Okay, there's a few things that go into this. The call tends to last about 60 to 90 minutes. We'll go through your product, your business, your service delivery, your goals. We'll create your money map, and then we'll get to work on the marketing. We go through literally everything that you need to get up and running. I see this as your strategy that's going to get you off the mark and get you rolling. Now, once we've done that, you'll also have access to your business university program. Literally everything you need for a 7-figure consulting business. We've got years and years of stockpiled digital assets, and we're going to pick out specifically for this, the ones that are going to impact your business the most. Okay. You will have access to them for life. Your business university program is something that our clients tend to go back through for years and years to come. So that's a digital asset that you're going to have full access to. So once we've got started, we'll release the passwords and you can go ahead and see those. And once we've done the onboarding strategy call, once you've gone through and started to understand the series, this is when we get to work with you in an exclusive one-to-one VIP day. So this is done with you. Like, I want you to understand that, like, this is, if you're looking for something to truly get you started and have the right impact from day one, this is going to be it. Okay, so how this works in your exclusive VIP day, we get everything done with you, 24-hour day, 7-day a week marketing campaign. We create your conversion tools for you. So similar to this, we'll decide on what's going to be the best way for you to convert from, effectively building your audience, getting people to put their hand up, how to convert, and then also create your own application process of the type of clients you want to work with. And then finally, your premium selling blueprint. So how do you start to sell? So if I look at the clients we've mentioned so far, how do you actually get your business from, first of all, having that offer, then having a lead magnet going out 24 hours a day, to then converting people from sideliners to putting their hand up, to wanting to, know more about what you do, having a great application process. So you're not on the phone with people over and over again who aren't going to buy from you. How do you get that to the point where you jump on a handful of calls per week, per month, to then selling what we would class as premium consulting, and that being a really easy process to the point of, again, depending on what your goals are. Most of our clients want to generate around 7 figures and do that as simply and streamlined as possible. That is what this day is about. Okay, we go through everything. I don't want you to leave this day without having the blueprint and without having everything that you need to go on and build that consulting business. Now, the final piece to this is also a really important piece, because I think as a new business, you want to be in a place where you have full support. Okay, so we don't just kind of give you the university and have a roadmap for you and then do the day. We also offer full support around this for 30 days. Why? Because I want you to be able to ask any questions. I want you to be comfortable. I want you to know exactly what you're going to be doing, because if you get great results, as in line with your goals and in line with where you want to take the business, if you get great results in that first 30 days, and we both connect on a consultant and also on a personal level, then I know we're going to work together over and over again for many years to come on new challenges. Okay, so we're offering 30-day support with this Next Success program. Monday to Friday, both James and myself keep the weekends free. James has got twins, so they keep him busy at the weekends. So Monday to Friday communication, and we're open to having conversations about where you can tweak, where you can refine, and really take your business to the next level. So if that is for you, if you want to apply and come through the Next Success program and basically be another success for both James and myself, how to apply, you can send me a personal message about the application. More than happy to answer any questions. I will prompt you to the website for the application as well before we hop on an application call. Or you can go to the email and click the link to apply on this screen. And that will be a great way to do it as well. So best way to apply, either way, I will send you to the screen, but feel free to ask any questions if you would like. More than happy to answer. But again, once again, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate your time, and I hope you found this valuable. I'm more than happy to answer any questions, but I'd also love for you to share any key takeaways that you got, if I call them aha moments, like where you had breakthroughs. So you're like, oh my God, like, why have I not thought of this? Why have I not done this? Why have I not been thinking this way? Share anything that you've got of value. I would really love to hear it. But appreciate your time, and look forward to seeing how we can support you moving forward. Have an awesome day. And also, one final thing. If you decide to follow this process and maybe you don't want to go through the next success program, absolutely fine. Please share with us your wins. If you utilize any of what we've done today and it creates some results for you, big or small, please send through. I would love to hear about that. Thank you so much. Speak soon.